Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy.
Congress contrived to maintain such a brimming measure of romance and beauty coupled with utility as does aviation.
That the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
The most important thing that we can do is to see to it that we live for the cause of freedom and justice.
Farm workers are not agricultural implements. They are not beasts of burden to be used and discarded.
This is no simple reform. It really is a revolution.
Turn on, tune in, and drop out.
If it had said television is more popular than Jesus, I might have got away with it.
Glossophobia is the intense fear of public speaking. Symptoms of glossophobia include intense anxiety prior to or simply at the thought of having to verbally communicate with any group, avoidance of events which focus on the group's attention on individuals in attendance, and physical distress, nausea, or feelings of panic in such circumstances. If you're like most people, you're terrified of giving a speech in front of an audience. If you're like most people, Speecherpt can help you feel comfortable giving a speech. Speecherpt is the simulation game that builds public speaking skills as players give speeches to a virtual audience and compete for fees, venues, and promotions. First, players choose their speech challenge. Speech challenges include business, political, community, education, and celebration challenges. Players choose their audience type. The game assigns an audience according to the chosen speech challenge, or players may select individual audience members themselves. So that the player can get to know the audience better, each audience member has a biography that the players may read or listen to as the virtual audience member describes himself. Taking the time to learn about the audience earns points toward advancement in the game. Each challenge begins with a simple speech that progresses to more difficult speeches. Each challenge includes instructional speeches, celebratory speeches, and persuasive speeches. Players who earn enough points during their speech will progress to the next level of difficulty. Each level increases players' earnings, increasingly larger venues and larger audiences. Players must give a minimum of 5 speeches in order to get promoted to the top of their challenge and win the game. So imagine the day of the speech. It's time for you to give your big speech. You're nervous. You're extremely nervous. So nervous that you think you might faint. As you try to control your breathing, you hear the audience in the background. Cold sweat runs down your forehead. You step forward to the microphone. The audience applauds as you stand before them. As they await your speech, you hesitate and then finally begin to speak, but the words don't come out. The audience starts to buzz. Your eyes move to the teleprompter, but it has gone beyond the beginning where you are stuck and unable to speak. Oh well, you hit the pause button, then try some relaxation techniques and try again in 5 minutes. You're playing Speecherpt, and there's always another chance to make a great impression. After 5 minutes, you feel noticeably calmer. As you take a deep breath, you restart the Speecherpt game system and begin again. This time you are ready, and the speech goes well enough to earn a promotion and a bigger paycheck. Your next speaking engagement will be bigger, and though it is a little nerve-wracking, you feel just a little bit more confident than the last time you stepped up to that microphone. The Speecherpt game system consists of a game console, a 3D remote sensing floor pad, 3D remote wristbands and headband, microphone, and a teleprompter. Players connect their own HD television monitor and computer to the system.